Hi, my name is Michael Fitzmyer, and I'm a management major.
Hello everyone, my name is Michael Fitzmyer, and today we will be learning how to prepare and use comma-separated value files in Excel, or CSVs. So the first thing we want to do is we want to highlight the entire section of column A. And what we want to do is we want to separate all of these values into different columns, into columns B, C, and D. So what we want to do is we want to navigate to the data section and go to text to columns. Now we want to use the delimited option because this will separate characters such as commas into different columns. So now we're going to click next. And what you want to do here now is we want to select the comma section because we're using commas obviously and we want to separate them. So now as you can see in the preview, it separates all of these values of data. Now we're going to click next and then finish. And as you can see now, our data is now all spread out neatly, and that is the end of task 1. And we're ready to move on to task 2, which is making a histogram chart for our debut year column. So what we want to do is we want to highlight column D, and we want to go to the insert ribbon. And we want to go over to this graph section right here, the statistical graphs. And now we want to head down to histogram, and we want to pick the very first graph, the graph that says histogram when you hover over it. And we want to go ahead and click on that. And now as you can see, we have a graph here with 5 bars laid out in 19-year value bars. So obviously 19 is a big number for a set of data. So obviously we want to change this around a little bit. We want to scrunch it up a little bit. So we're going to go and right click or control click if you're on Macintosh and go down to Format Data Series. And we're going to head over, and if you see this option, you are good to go right now. You can see bins and auto, and we want to change this to bin width so that we can actually change our section of data. So now we want to change the bin width to 5 so that we can see a lot more ranges of data. And there we go. As you can see, there's a lot more ranges of data now in this chart. And now we want to go ahead and change the chart title. We want to change it to debut year. And then we want to move the graph up where the left corner is touching G1 so that we can actually expand it a little bit because it's a little small right now. Now we can see all of the data neatly spread out. And now moving on to task 3, we are using the custom sort option to sort out all of our items, all of our sets of data. So now we want to use a custom sort from Z to A on column B. So what we want to do is select the student set of data and scroll all the way down to the end so that we have the entire row highlighted. And now we want to go to the data ribbon and head over to these options right here. We have filter, sort, A to Z, and Z to A. What we want to do is do this from Z to A so that it goes, the values are from Z to A in order. And you can use this on the sort option right here, but it takes a little bit longer than these. So we're just going to go with the shortcut items for now. So we're going to click sort from Z to A. And as you can see, we have 2 options. We can either expand the search or continue with current search. And expanding the search is going to actually spread it out to these other items. So we're going to just continue with the current selection. And we're going to click sort. And now, as you can see, all of that data is neatly from Z to A now. Now we want to perform another one on our debut year. We want to organize our data from the most current year to the oldest year. So we want to go from 2023 to 1930. So now we're going to head to the sort option, and we are going to obviously continue with our current selection. We don't want to spread this any further. And we can see in the order section, we have smallest to largest selected, but we want to use the largest to smallest selection. And we're going to go ahead and click OK. And as you can see now, it is neatly set up from 2023 to 1930. Most current to oldest. So we got that good. Make sure you have that good on your laptop. If it is not good, go back in the video and see if you did anything wrong and just correct it. So now we want to perform one more custom sort. We want to perform the same one we performed on column B, and we want to do it on column C. So just select column C, and that will select the entire row, and just go to Z to A. Once again, don't want to expand the selection. Click continue, and then sort, and everything is organized very neatly here from Z to A, or yellow to A, I guess in this case. So now we're ready to move on to task 4, which will be using the COUNTIF and filter options. So what you want to do first is you want to navigate up to this yellow circle, which is cell F1, and we want to use the COUNTIF function. So you enter, you click =COUNTIF, and just click the top one that comes up, and we want to click the f of x option right here because that pulls up our formula builder. So now what we want to do is we want to select a range. In the COUNTIF function, it counts up a range of criteria that it meets. So it will count the number of items that meet a certain criteria. So what we want to do is we want to count the number of times that there is a lady name in our hero section. So what we're going to click on the hero, and we're going to scroll all the way down so we can cover every bit of range here. And there we go. And now we want to do the criteria, and we want to put an asterisk in front so that it verifies specifically what we're looking for. So put an asterisk in front and at the end of lady, and now you're good to go. Just press enter, and now there should be a 5 displayed on the screen. And what that means is that there's 5 pieces of data in this column that have lady in them. Now I'm about to show you another method you can use, but this time this method will actually show you the pieces of data that meet the criteria. And what you want to do is you want to navigate up to, we're going to do this for the last name option. So you want to go to the last name, and you want to go over and press the filter button once. Don't press it twice or else it'll go away. Press it once. you should see 4 arrows here lined up along the headers of every single column. So what you want to do is we want to click on that arrow and we want to go down and we want to type in letters or names that have the letters P-Y-M in them. And as you can see, they pop up right away, just like that. And we're all good to go in that area now. So as you can see, it displays everything that is in that section. This one displays all the criteria and this one just counts it up. Now, as you can see, our graph is almost completely gone. Just pull that down a little bit. Let's see if we can get it here. Just pull that graph down a little bit and you should see a massive blue rectangle. And if you see that, you are all good in that area. So now everything, if you see this, then that means you are good to go. You don't need to make any changes. Everything is good. And that will conclude our section, actually. I hope you learned a ton about using comma separated values in Excel. And I hope you enjoyed the video. And I just want to leave this on one last note. I want to leave it on a joke, actually. About pivot tables. A pivot table walks into a bar and orders a beer. It says, "Put me in the same tab, will you?" So that's your humor for the day. If I got a laugh out of you, then that's all that matters. But I hope whoever's watching this has a great rest of your day, and I will see you next time.